There. All right. No, that turned it off. All right, we are back with a separate recording due to my fiddling with the wrong button. It is Friday, October 28th, 2022 at about 7 minutes after noon. We are on the Warm Springs arm of Lake Sonoma, having rowed a little over 3 miles from the launch ramp. And we have arrived at the end of water. I'm going to take the boat down there if it doesn't get too shallow, so the oars start hitting the bottom. I'd like to take it down and put the rudder on the back of the boat in the mud. And with the 360 camera hanging out 3 feet beyond that, I'm going to get a nice view of the rudder as it hits the bottom. The last time I came down here, I was headed to do the same thing, but the bottom was shoaling and my oars were hitting. So the water was only just a few inches deep. And I don't like the idea of putting my oars into the bottom because there can be big rocks down there, and I don't want to crack an oar. Especially not these beautiful Shaw and Tenney oars. All right. Coasting and keeping an eye on the water to see if I can see the bottom. Looking for shadows. There is the bed of Warm Springs Creek, and you can see there's, at least it's wet. And when we were hiking last Monday up on this hillside to port, we could see what looked like water in the stream bed, even though the lake was way down. Yeah, that's pretty much a shoaling shore. I'm going to aim for this area that looks like it's a little steeper. Okay, I'm beginning to think I can see the bottom a bit. Be ready with the oars to back out. Slowly, slowly. Yeah, there's a rock. I think it's a rock. No, it's a limb. And there is the end of water. With a little bit of a grind. Yeah, there is water flowing in there. In the stream bed, you can, I'll turn the camera so you can see it. You can see that little bit of turbulence there as the water's just a trickles coming down the stream. All right. Heading back the way we came. The plan now is to row back to the launch ramp, which is right by the dam at the confluence of the Dry Creek arm and the Warm Springs arm of Lake Sonoma. And if the wind conditions are satisfactory, plan is to head up the Dry Creek arm and try and get some mileage in today. I'd like to try to do 15 miles. We'll see how it goes. Have to navigate carefully here so I don't run onto snags. Bit of a headwind now, which could be a good sign. Or wait a minute, no, a bad sign for the dry creek arm. Dry creek arm is much more open and more in line with the wind. This canyon twists quite a bit and it's quite a bit narrower than the dry creek arm. So the wind tends to be stronger out there, and hopefully we will see. Right now the wind is coming down the canyon basically from the east. We are rowing almost due magnetic east right now. All right, this is looking good. So, that was the end of water on the Warm Springs arm of Lake Sonoma at about 12:10 p.m. on Friday, October 28th, 2022. The south shore along here being wet up about, looks like a good 3 feet. Looks like the lake has dropped rapidly in the last week or so, as the bank hasn't had a chance to dry out. So that's not a good sign. But we don't make the rain, so it will be what it will be. And I'm going to shut off the cell phone camera now so I can start using the GPS track to navigate without having to look behind me all the time. So we will catch you all later. Turn this puppy around so that it is showing me rowing in the direction I'm going, instead of having to translate backwards. That's good. Looks like we went about a half mile further this time than we did last. I can't remember. Might have been that the wind came up and I decided I didn't want to. Oh, I know what it was. Yeah, I was trying to do 16 miles and I'd already been up the Dry Creek arm and didn't need to do any more mileage up here. Turning off this little microphone here, hope. Yep. The Rode wireless mic for the Insta360 camera is still working, and we'll keep videotaping on that till we get up here a ways. Thought I'd pull out the anemometer just to check. Oh, 4.5 and up, down to 3, down to 3, 3, 3.2. So between 3 and 4.5 miles an hour, more or less. We can deal with that, especially since the water's nice and smooth. That's the nice thing about this arm of the lake is that the fetch for any given stretch of this lake is fairly small, so it has to be blowing pretty hard for there to be much chop in here. It has happened, but the fact that this canyon is so narrow and twists about so much tends to make the wind pretty shifty. Now we're coming along. We passed Buck Meadow, and right behind us, or behind me, is Black Rock, or Black Mountain, I guess it's Black Mountain Camp. A nice camp, not all that much shade, but it's in a pretty place. And if you get there early and get a shady site, it's not too bad. It sits up above the lake on a point, so it's more likely that you will get some cooling breezes blowing in the hot months.